often met with an invitation to more activity, which unfortunately plays right into our compulsions and the drivenness of Western culture. My first response to this awareness of longing was to try tweaking my schedule, learning how to say no more decisively, adopting new time management tools. But there comes a time when desire is so deep that mere tweaking is not enough. Finally, I just gave in to it all, making the choice to radically reorder my life, to listen to the longings of my heart and arrange my life for spiritual seeking. This was a time of utter openness, of questioning almost everything, of letting many of the outward trappings of my life, particularly my spiritual life, fall away until the deepest longings, those that are embedded in the very essence of our humanity, began to be revealed in all of their raw beauty and power. The longing for significance, the longing for love, the longing for deep and fundamental change, the longing for a way of life that works, the longing to connect experientially and even viscerally with someone beyond ourselves. These longings led me to search out spiritual practices and establish life rhythms that promised something more. Opening to the mystery of spiritual transformation. Perhaps one of the most basic things we need to understand about spiritual transformation is that it is full of mystery. We can be open to it, but we can't accomplish it for ourselves. Paul alludes to this in his writings by using two metaphors. The first is the process by which an embryo is formed in its mother's womb. I am in labor until Christ be formed in you. Galatians 4, verse 19. The miracle of conception, the formation of the embryo, and the birth process itself are natural, but also full of mystery. Even though I have conceived and given birth to 3 children, even though I have marveled at photos of an embryo forming in its mother's womb, even though I think I understand the facts of life, something in the whole process remains a mystery to me, something I cannot control or make happen. The miracle of birth is always a miracle. It is a God thing, every single time. It is the same with the process of metamorphosis. Paul refers to this process in Romans 12, verse 2, when he says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed, metamorpho, by the renewing of your mind." The Greek word metamorpho is metamorphosis in English, the process by which a caterpillar enters into the darkness of the cocoon in order to emerge eventually changed almost beyond recognition. This change is so profound that the caterpillar transcends its previous existence to take on a completely different form with a completely different set of capacities. I doubt that the caterpillar has much cognitive understanding of the process itself or the end product. Something much more primal is at work. Something in the very essence of this little being says, "It is time." And so the caterpillar obeys this inexplicable inner urging and enters in. Both of these metaphors place the process of spiritual transformation squarely in the category that we call mystery, something outside the range of normal human activity and understanding that can be grasped only through divine revelation and brought about by divine activity. What does this mean for those of us who are seeking to give ourselves more fully and concretely to the process of spiritual transformation? One thing it means is that whatever we think we might know about it, the decision to give ourselves to the experience of spiritual transformation brings us to the very edge of what we know and leaves us peering into the unknown. Even though it is normal for each and every redeemed person to experience spiritual transformation, something about it will always remain a mystery to us. It is one thing to be able to tweak and control external behaviors. It is another thing to experience those internal seismic shifts that change the way I exist in this world, from a worm crawling on my belly to a butterfly winging its way to the sky. That kind of change is something only God can do. In the end, this is the most hopeful thing any of us can say about spiritual transformation.